Hello everyone, welcome back. So, I was on the lookout for a DIY sandblaster. Back in the early 80s, I had a little shop that I ran with a guy. We built custom cars, custom kit cars. Some of you all maybe remember those from the 80s. And adjoined to our shop was a Volkswagen repair shop. The guy rebuilt Volkswagen motors and chassis, and he had a sandblasting cabinet, and he'd let us use it. Man, that thing was just absolutely awesome. And I've always wanted one, but I never really needed one, so to say. It was a big cabinet. And room wise and all of that, I never got one. But as I'm starting to do all these Coleman lanterns and stuff, and even some other things, I've always wished that I had a sandblaster. So I just went on YouTube and typed in DIY sandblaster, and I saw a bunch of videos on using these blow guns and a bottle. They use a pop bottle. I have a Gatorade bottle. I'm going to see if this works. And some sand and a compressor, and make a little DIY sandblaster. It's not going to be something you're going to be sandblasting an entire car with, but for some little parts, it may be a lantern frame or a fountain or something, I wanted to see how it was going to work out. So I picked this up at Harbor Freight. I got this on sale. I paid like $5 for it. They have two kinds. Their Central Machinery one and this Merlin one. The Merlin one is like $1 more or $1.50 more, but it has way better reviews. So that's why I picked this one up. So let's get this going here. Let me get this out of the package. All right. Now I have a little tape dope here. Basically Teflon tape. Put that on here. You don't need a lot. Put our fitting on. We get a couple wrenches. Whoa. Alright, we got that on. Now what you have to do is, I got bad shadows going on here, huh? You have to grind a hole approximately in the middle of this, the mouth of this. Okay, but first we're going to drill a hole through here. And again, this isn't something I invented. I just saw it on YouTube. So we'll take this off, and we're going to drill a hole right through there. I think the cap will stay on. Yeah. So right below the cap, in that area. So I have a couple drill bits here, a 3/16 and a 5/32. Now you want it tight. So I think this is exactly 5/16, but I'm going to drill the first hole with this. What is this? A 5/32. All right. I want to make sure I come out in the right spot. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, I'm expecting that to be extremely tight, which it is. Okay. Now, I think instead of going right to the, I'm just going to ream it till I get the exact size I want, because you want this to be tight. There you go. That side. That one's a little too tight. There you go. Nice. All right. So now, what I'm going to do is they say to put it right in the center, but I'm going to stay a little bit this way in case I decide to get a different type of bottle. Most of them use like a Dasani water bottle or something. You want something that's stiff. Like you're not going to be using those collapsible bottles that you could crunch up. So I'm going to go a little off center. So I'm going to go right about here. I don't think that's going to be a problem. And maybe a little bit more this way. All right. Let me reset up the camera with my Dremel, and we'll take care of that slot. I always say Dremel, but it's a rotary tool. This one happens to be a Wen. There was one thing I forgot. You're going to want to take this tip that's on there off. Oh boy, that's on there. Bigger wrench. Take this tip off. Screw this one on. See, okay, I'm glad I did that because the handle is hitting that. That shouldn't be a problem. What I'm looking for though is, let me just slide this out a little bit. What I want is to line this up the way it's going to be when it's tightened. So I put the hole in the right place. Okay. Now when I turn this around, see, look, see the marks I made? They're not in the right place. So to avoid total confusion, I'm going to wipe them off. Okay. Now we're going to put this back in. Yeah, that's nice and tight. Oh, we got plenty of room. Line this up, okay, so it's straight. You don't want it like this. Now I'll make those marks again. Just like that. All right, now we'll pull this back out. Take this back off. Whoa. Alright, I'm going to reset up the camera over here by my vise. Let's see what we got. Hopefully you can see that. And very carefully, probably going to get a little piece of leather. You know what? I'm not going to even do it in a vise. I'm just going to hold it in my hand. Back over here. If you're not used to using a Dremel tool, or again I said Dremel tool, if you're not used to using a rotary tool, you know, clamp it up, make sure you're wearing safety glasses. And what I have here is just a very thick cutoff wheel, and I'm going to very carefully just put a slot in that. Okay, I'm going slow, and I'm going to let it cool because I could actually feel it getting hot. All right, just take your time, because when you're working, again, this is a cutoff wheel, but it's a thick one. Okay, the thinner ones would probably eat through this really quick, but you don't want to go too far down, right? So as you can see, hopefully, I got a good start. So while I'm yapping, that cooled off. All right, I think I actually broke through, but yep, there you go. See that? Again, I don't want to make this huge. We're going to try it out this size, and then if it's not big enough, we'll make it bigger. But if it's too big and it's not working right, we can't make it smaller. So just clean up any of those little burrs. Hopefully that's showing up. Now, the idea behind this, you put this in there. If we did everything right, that's going to be up on top, which it is. And you're going to slip this back in here. Okay, perfect. Now you can turn it over to keep the sand out of there, but you're going to fill this up with sand. You're going to put your cap back on. And if you did everything right, it's going to line up. Now, once it's full with sand, you can keep it like this, and obviously no sand is going to come out. Then when you're ready to go, you're going to hook this up to your air. You're going to flip this upside down like that, and the sand is going to flow down and shoot out of here. So the next thing to do is test it out. We'll charge up the compressor. I have some sand, and we'll see if it works. All right, so I have the bottle a little over halfway full. I have this little piece of angle iron here, pretty rusted. I'm hoping my little compressor here, what is this, a 1.5 gallon? I think. Let's see if this is going to work. I have high hopes for this. All right. let's open up the valve. Alright, I have that set to about 90 pounds. Let's flip this over. It's a little awkward. Whoa! Okay. I can see that might be a problem. I have to build something to keep this upright. But man, I didn't expect that. Okay. Right now I can tell you I need to get a face shield because that was blasting my face. I'll be right back. I got a face shield on. Let's try that again. Wow. Okay. Look at that. That's absolutely awesome. That worked great. That's what I wanted. I wanted that matte kind of finish. It almost makes it look like a zinc or an aluminum kind of finish. Yeah, that worked great. Although I got sand in my mouth. I got sand all over me. So this was a necessity. I have to obviously plug my compressor in. I just charged it and brought it over here because I'm already down to, I had it set at 90 pounds. I'm down to 40. So yeah, that's going to have to be plugged in. But that worked great. It actually worked great. And it didn't use a ton of sand. Look at that. So I'm going to definitely call that a success. I'm going to have to figure out some way of holding the bottle up and possibly using the longer nozzle. I don't know if that'll affect it, but it might be like it is with a rifle that the longer the rifle, the higher the velocity. So that may actually benefit me. But yeah, I have some ideas now for finishing some lantern frames in this finish here. Yeah, man, I'm really impressed. You know, for $5 and a bottle and a little bit of time, got a little mini sandblaster. But I'm going to probably have to wear some kind of, I don't want to say a suit. Maybe if I'm blasting something and I can hold it a little further away, it'd be better. But I'm doing it trying to get it on camera. Whoa! Got a couple little dirt bikes going by. You know, trying to get it on camera really close here. But yeah, that's cool. Well, that's the benefits of having a cabinet. I was also thinking of making a cabinet just out of plywood with a piece of plexiglass on it, you know, with a light in it, and then, you know, basically make a little blasting cabinet, which is making the wheels go around and round and round in my head, because that would actually be a great idea, because then I could capture all the sand, you know, strain it out again and reuse it. Although it doesn't seem like it uses a lot of sand, but that still would be beneficial, not to blow it all over the place in my face, on the camera, in my hair. So right now that's the only drawback. But yeah, I definitely like it. You'll be seeing me use this in the future. I'm going to keep my eye open for some scrap plywood, and I might just make a box. It doesn't have to be huge, you know, but just enough I get my hands in there. And gee, I wonder if a big cardboard box would work. Does it even have to be wood? No, I don't even think it has to be wood. Look, you see how my brain works? You're actually inside my brain at the moment. I think cardboard would work. Just make a cardboard box, you know, tape a piece of plexiglass on it to make a window, and have at it. Yeah, I think I might make it out of cardboard first as proof of concept. And if that works, you can make one more permanent out of wood. So there you go. Definitely impressed. $5 for the gun. Like I said, 2 follow-ups. Make some kind of box and see if I use the longer nozzle, because that'll help me get into places. That was one thing I was worried about with this, is I wouldn't be able to get into certain places. Like if I'm doing, let's say, a frame for a lantern, I'm not going to be able to get inside there with this bottle. You know what I mean? Or unless I make a smaller bottle, then I'd have to refill it up a lot of times. Again, you're in my brain. The rides are free. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. Try to make one if you want, because it's simple. I mean, really, really simple. You don't even need the Dremel tool. You could just use a regular file or a hacksaw and just make that little groove. But I think that's a good sized groove that I got there, because that did a fantastic job. I keep looking at it. I'm thoroughly impressed. So there you have it. Sending you all much, much love and appreciation, my brothers and sisters. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you found this interesting, and we'll see you on the next one.